where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, into that heaven of freedom, my Father. Let my country awake. Let my country awake. Let my country awake.
My sister, who is a twin, was diagnosed with learning disability.
I felt very unloved.
Why are trans men not an option? Everything has to be inside the closet. It's suffocating. And then I got my first anxiety attack.
I fell in love with a junior who was a woman. Because the world makes it so difficult to be queer, it was easy to not be. I got married. It was just a very quick decline in the quality of my mental health.
माझ्या डोक्यामध्ये एक नंबर काउंटिंगचे असे सतत विचार यायचे. जर नंबर काउंटिंग मी जर केलं नाही तर मग असं वाटायचं की काहीतरी चुकीचं घडलं.
Arnold Schwarzenegger used to talk with me असं मला वाटायला लागलं.
It was an abusive relationship. Even after the relationship ended, I was experiencing anxiety and panic.
ভেতরে ভেতরে আমি ডিপ্রেশনে খেয়ে যাচ্ছিলাম. আস্তে 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 আমি হারিয়ে ফেলছি নিজেকে. আপনারা কি এই থেকে আমাকে মুক্তি দিতে পারবেন?
I am dysphoric, I hate my body. You know, what I'm feeling with myself is what people are not accepting. The problem is outside. The problem is not inside.
என் மகள் 11வது பாஸ் பண்ணி +2 போகும்போது அவளுக்கு வந்து திடீர்னு செட் பேக் போல ஆகி ஒரு மனசுல ஒரு குழப்பம் ஏற்பட்டு.
My sister, she had a bipolar.
I was diagnosed with depression also and schizophrenia.
Hallucinations खूप वाढलेले होते. मला ह्यूमन फिगर्स दिसायचे.
My mania was in a peak. I had grandiose ideas. I was very irritable.
I had a breakdown. I got married at a very young age.
I had a child as a queer person, having had to live a straight life, and what that did to me. That has helped reinforce the fact that lack of mental well-being is located in the psychosocial. It's not about personal failure, but about structures that really make it difficult for us to pursue happiness.
இல்லம்மா யாரெல்லாம் ரெடி இதை நிறைய இடத்துல எழுதி கொடுத்தோம்மா நான். ஏதோ அரசாங்கம் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய உதவி எனக்கு கிடைக்க வாய்ப்பு இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி எழுதி கொடுத்தேன். சரி நீங்கள் வீட்டுக்கு போங்க, வீடு தேடி வரேன்னு சொன்னாங்க. வரல.
তারপরে নিয়ে গেছে পুলিশ, আমাকে দড়ি দিয়ে বেঁধেছে, বেঁধে গাড়িতে তুলেছে.
I had to undergo hospital treatment. I never thought of my life to be undergoing such a turmoil and so much anguish in it.
Everybody needs some sort of a guidance, basically to bring awareness about mental health.
Mental health is no different in many ways to physical health. In fact, mental health conditions vary and are not all permanent. Just like physical health conditions, mental illness is a range of conditions which might be very simple like depression or anxiety to more severe conditions like bipolar disorder or schizophrenia.
The Mental Health Care Act 2017 is envisioning mental health care for every person.
The issue of stigma needs to get addressed. And a lot of that also depends on the society, how this whole subject of mental health is viewed.
Very often the help that you need for mental illness does not necessarily require medicines. There are lots of things that we as communities can also do to help people with mental health problems. We can provide peer counseling. And peer counseling is like mental health first aid. Might be psychological. You might do things for people in their social circumstances to help them get out of that mental health condition.
The family was really determined to work this out positively. My mom went back to college at that age and then she started the rehab center. My sister was brought into rehab 6 days a week.
ওরা আমাকে সেইভাবে বুঝিয়ে সুঝিয়ে যে জীবনটা নষ্ট করে দেওয়ার জন্য নয়, জীবনের অনেক দাম, চোখের জলটা বাঁচিয়ে রাখো।
I saw others also, how they were listening to the counselors. These activities gave me a better version of myself.
I started realizing that I do have an issue. I need to have options on how I want to deal with that. But at the same time, there is an entire environment around me that creates barriers, which I have a right to address.
The more you feel stronger within, you are able to communicate what you might need to get better. And that has been very crucial to my recovery. I have multiple friendships now which are very supportive of my queerness. I would see it as a good sign.
Now I also had very, very solid kind of support. I had my parents supporting me. I had my little son supporting me. So I could overcome it.
And then I took to blogging. On my blog, I wrote my personal journey of surviving bipolar disorder. That became a vehicle of my creative expression.
मी सकाळी 4:30 वाजता उठून विपासना आम्ही सुरुवात करायचो आणि विपासनामुळं तर खूप माझं जीवनच अक्षरशः बदलून गेलं आहे. आज मी जिम इन्स्ट्रक्टर म्हणून काम करतो.
அவ்வளோதான் கொண்டு வந்து வச்சுட்டு மனவளக்கலை யோகாவுக்கு போகிறேன். நான் கூடவே தான் கூட்டிகிட்டு போய் ட்ரைனிங் கொடுத்துட்டு மறுபடியும் கூட நானே கூட்டிகிட்டு வருவேன். எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு மனசு கொஞ்சம் திருப்தி ஏற்பட்டிருக்கு. சரி, இவளுடைய எதிர்காலம் ஓரளவுக்கு சிறப்பாக இருக்கும்.
এখন আমি ভালো মেসেজ করছি, এখানে কাজ করি, ধোবিঘাটে কাজ করি, এখন ভালোই আছি.
दळण दळून देतो मी 10 किलो. प्रत्यक्षात काहीतरी कृती उतरते माझ्या हातनं. आय एम हॅपी.
Slowly I started to make chocolates. I got a lot of business this year. There's this thing of Shakira, one song is there, try everything. It's like my whole story. You messed up the night, you lost another fight, but you get up to see what's new. So that is my life. That's what makes me shell.
I think time has come to bridge the care gap.
Demand quality mental health services. If you're not being allowed to open a bank account, it's discrimination, which requires implementation of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act as well as the Mental Health Act.
State needs to deinstitutionalize the way it thinks about mental health.
Give them the right to rehabilitate themselves.
তাদের অধিকার যেমন সুস্থ সাধারণ মানুষরা যেমন বাঁচে, আমার মনে হয় তাদেরও সেইভাবে বাঁচার অধিকার আছে।
There are many things else which are important for implementation, like minimum standards. Mental health facilities, patients are chained, given chemical restraints. So all those have to be stopped as per the Act.
And I wish that the state would take far more aggressive steps. It is the right time for political parties to make this as a part of their election manifesto.
You should care, I would say, for purely selfish reasons. You should care because it might be you.
All of us have mental health issues, so let's all stand up and ask for it.